students, hope you are doing well. Myself Sanchi Makeja. This is my first online lecture for 9th CBC board. So we'll be starting with a topic, and that is a poem from the first lesson. It is a poem written by an American poet, and his name is Robert Frost. Now first of all, let me tell you one thing. Before the discussion of topic and the poem itself, I'll just briefly tell you what the poem is all about, and then we'll discuss about the actual poem. It is all about a choice, making a choice. It is in a simple language. If I give you an example, now you're all in 9th standard, right? So you'll be moving to 10th in the next year. After 10th, there are many streams like commerce, arts, science, and after 10th standard, after CBC board 10th standard, you'll be looking forward for one of those streams, right? That is for sure. So for that, at that point of time, after passing your examinations of 10th standard, you'll be having to manage your mindset and select one stream only, because it is never possible for you to occupy or opt for more than one stream. That is very known to all of you. That is very common, right? So at that point of time, the questions which arise in your mind, like your own interest, your friends joining which stream, right? Your background, your financial status, your parents' support, your family background, all these things comes to your mind when you actually want to select one of those streams. Now, once if you have selected one stream, like suppose you have selected to be going into science stream, right? Once you have started, you have selected that stream, you have opted for that science from your 11th standard, you cannot go back, right? Because that will lead you to, after 12th, will be leading you having more options for science itself. So after 12th, you will not be again going for commerce or again going for arts. So you have to be at that point of time, you have to you have to be very much firm on your own decision. You don't have to regret on that I should have taken that stream, why I am into this. That time you have to be firm and continue whatever you have opted for, right? First, it is your choice, your freedom to select one stream, and once you've selected, then there is no point of repenting or regretting for it, right? And then that choice will lead or reshape your life. Let it be career, let it be any other thing. Any choice reshapes your lifestyle, reshapes your career, reshapes your, we can say, reshapes your personality also, correct? So I have briefly told you about what the poem is all about. It is all about making choices and how do we actually behave after opting that particular choice. So now students will be now seeing which poem it is. What is the topic's name? We'll be looking for it now. Okay. So students, here you can see the topic's name is The Road Not Taken. And who's the poet? The poet is Robert Frost. The topic's name is The Road Not Taken, and the poet's name is Robert Frost. Okay. So students, as I've told you, the topic's name is The Road Not Taken. In this poem, the poet, why has he kept the topic's name or poem's name as The Road Not Taken? First of all, what does the road indicate? It indicates our choices, right? And this particular topic is about a particular choice which he did not opt for. That is why the topic's name is The Road Not Taken. This doesn't mean that he is regretting or he is very happy for not taking that road. That thing is not actually clearly mentioned in this poem. We'll come to know how the poem is all about. The poet is stating many of his things from his own personal life experience. And the road not taken actually means that the option which he did not opt for. About that he is talking about in this poem. Okay. So he begins by saying that once upon a time, what happened? That he was traveling by, he saw that the road was getting diverged, or we can say divided into two different roads. Okay. Many times we do see when we are passing through a road or we are traveling, then that one road divides into two small roads or two sub roads. Okay. So that is upon us to select one of the road because we have to continue traveling. So he says that once when he was traveling by, he had the option of selecting one road to travel, continue his travel. And here from that he means that in his life he had two options to opt for, right? And then he just explains to us what the two options or the two roads offered him, or what could he observe from the two roads or the two choices, the two options. Okay, so he starts with the first road. He explains the thing about the first road was, he notices the first road that it was very dense. That was forest area was very dense, a lot of grass, a lot of bushes, but that was a yellow wood. It was season of autumn. At that time he was traveling. So first road, he describes that first road as that it was very much dense, and it seemed as if many people had walked on that road. That means what? The option, in that option many people had chosen or opted for that option, if we consider road as an option, right? And then he compared, or he describes the another road which was less traveled by, right? So the second road was less traveled by the people, and but both of the roads looked equally same, because the the ways going, both of the ways of the roads were going to merge into some main road, right? So both were looking equal. That was also grassy, the forest road, and the first one also was grassy, having a lot of dense grass. Only the difference which he could make out was the first road was much traveled and another road was less traveled, right? So what he thought, that let me keep that first road as an option for me to travel another day. Then he took a deep thinking, he thought very deeply, and what did he thought? That it is not possible for him, if he opts the second road, it might not possible for him to come back and select the first road again all through, because one way leads to another way in the future. That is very common. For example, I have told you in advance that if you are selecting science stream, after 12th you will have many many options for science stream itself, engineering, let it be medical, right? But then after 12th you cannot think, no, I don't want this science stream, I don't want to become an engineer, I don't want to become a doctor, I want to go for commerce and become a CA. You cannot say that, because you have already opted for something and that is leading you to some other destination. So he says that it might not be possible for me to come back here and join the first road. Obviously it is true. So he thought that after ages, after a long time in the future, he thinks that I'll be telling this story to my next generation, explaining how did he choose a road which was less traveled by, and that is how it all made the difference. Now in this poem he doesn't specify whether he was happy selecting the another road that was less traveled by, or he was regretting, because he just has used the word difference. That is all that made difference. The difference can be good or can be bad, that he has not clarified. But one thing which we can be very sure of, what he actually passes on the message to all the students and to all of us, that once we opt for any kind of option, we choose any option, what we are supposed to do? We are supposed to follow that option sincerely with dedication, because that will definitely reshape our personality, our lifestyle, our career, and many more things. So once we select any of the option, then we are not supposed to look back and think about the road not taken, right? That is the message what actually Robert Frost wants to give to all of us, that actually we should not be thinking about the road not taken, because we are already on some or other road, right? We are already selected one option out of many, and so we have to concentrate on that single option without looking back, without repenting, without regretting, and continue on that road, so that it reshapes our lifestyle, it reshapes our personality, it reshapes our career very. So that is how any poem has got one or another message for us. There is no poem without any message. So message which we can derive from the road not taken by the poet Robert Frost is that the road not taken is not in our books now, right? the road which is taken by us, that is going to mold our future, and that is how it is going to mold our future when in present we are completely dedicating ourselves in the road taken. Right, students? Okay. So students, we are done with the explanation of the poem, that is the road not taken, and now it's a time for reading. Okay. Now first of all, there are some instructions to be followed for this reading, for this online session. In this, I'm going to give you online notes as well as I'm going to give you online assignment. Right. So do follow my instructions along with my lecture, along with my saying. Do follow my instructions whatever I give to you. Okay. So reading, we are going to start. The first reading would be with the books closed, right? I'll be doing the reading for you all, and you're not supposed to open the book. Just listen to me carefully what I am reading, okay? We'll be beginning with the reading, that is closed book reading. You students are requested not to open the books. You just have to listen to me while I'm reading. Listen carefully. I'll start with the reading. The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. So the poem begins. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveller long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other, just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way. I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost. Okay. So, students, the closed book reading is done. Now the instructions start. Okay. Now you all students are instructed to open the books. Your English book, that is Beehive. And in that page 15 is there, that is the Road Not Taken, the poem is there. Open that page, and now while I am reading, just listen to me, and you have to look into your textbooks now. Look into your textbooks, page number 15 of your Beehive English literature book, and you have to just listen to me and look into your books. Once again I am reading for you all students. Please be careful while listening and observing the book, right? I will be reading for you all students. The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common, ordinary experiences. The poem begins, students. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both, and be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how many way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost. So students, this was the second time reading for you all, and I hope you would have opened your books, had concentrated on the book's writings, and listened to me while I was reading. And now one more instruction, students. Another instruction is for you all. Now settle now to pause the video and do a silent reading for 2 minutes. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever time it takes. You have to do a silent reading now itself by pausing the video. And then once you're done with the silent reading, and then you just continue with the video, and I'll be continuing with the explanation of this poem stanza wise. Right, students? So now what do you mean by silent reading? What you will be doing in the silent reading, students? For the new students, I'm asking. The older students know. Silent reading is what? You should not say anything from your mouth. No uttering anything from your mouth. You have to be just mum, keep quiet and read in your mind the all poem once. Only once you have to read the complete poem in your mind without uttering a single word, and whatever doubts in that you are having, including meanings or anything else, you just have to underline them. Okay, and once you're done with that, continue with the further video. Okay. So students, it's time for the explanation now, as we are done with 2 times reading of this poem, one with open book and one with closed book. So now it's time for reading and the explanation of the poem along with the reading, and I'll be explaining you stanza wise. The Road Not Taken. This well-known poem is about making choices and the choices that shape us. Robert Frost is an American poet who writes simply but insightfully about common ordinary experiences. So the poet's name is, as we know, it's Robert Frost, and this poem, he is an American poet and he writes very simply but insightfully. He does not, put a lot of complications in the poem. He just writes simply, and also he shares ordinary experiences, real life, let it be his experiences or anybody else, but he shares ordinary experiences in a very simple and insightful manner. So here is the poem, students. 2 roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry, I could not travel both. And be one traveller. Long I stood and looked down as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. So students, what does this stanza mean? That the poet started traveling, and when he was on the way of travel, he saw that the road on which he was traveling got diverged or divided into 2 other roads, and he had to decide to travel on one road, obviously. So he started observing the first road. As far as he could see, he saw that it was very dense. That road was having very much dense growth of bushes, grass, and the forest. It was quite dense. Okay, and then took the other just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had warned them really about the same. So after observing the first road, students, he went on to observe the second one, that is another road. And what did he observe? What did he see there and describe it as? He described is that both the roads were quite similar, just as fair. Both of them were leading to some major road which was quite similar. Both looked quite equal. Only the difference what he could make out was that one road was much traveled and another road wanted wear. That means it wanted people to travel on it. It was less traveled. Another road was less traveled and the first road was much more traveled. So this is the difference which he could observe by looking at the 2 roads. And the third stanza begins, students. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. So then, what he thought? That both the roads were seeming quite equal. The difference was that he saw one was travelled and another was less travelled. So he thought of quitting the first road, skipping the first road and keeping it as an option for another day. But while taking a deep thought, after a deep thinking, what did he describe his thoughts? How did he describe his thoughts? He told that it might not be possible for him to come back at the same point and begin the journey all through again, because one way leads on to another way. Similarly, the fourth stanza, students. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, 2 roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost. So the fourth stanza, students, he describes saying that what decision did he take? He took the decision by opting or choosing or selecting the second road which was less travelled by, and that had made a difference in his life. that he clearly mentions. Now with the fourth, that is the last stanza, we cannot understand because he has not actually, he has not clarified the point whether the sigh, word sigh, was that pleasant sigh or it was a sad sigh. So we cannot come to know exactly, as it does not clarify whether he was taking happy by taking that decision of the second road or he was not that much happy. And he says, and that has made all the difference. Difference means, students, here we can say a good difference in his life or a bad difference. That also is not clearly mentioned. But what thing which we can understand from this poem, students, the fourth stanza clarifies that he has traveled he has chosen the road which was less traveled by, and the poem is about the road not taken. Okay, students, so we are done with the reading and the explanation of this poem, that is the road not taken. And now it's time for the meanings, students. So meanings, there are 4 meanings which are already given in the textbook. The first meaning, which is given is diverged. The meaning is given as divided. The second meaning of the word undergrowth, it means dense, that is very thick. Then third one is wanted where, means it is also given as it wanted to be travelled on. The road wanted to be travelled on. Hence, the fourth word is hence, which the word's meaning is looking into the future. All these 4 meanings are given to you in the textbooks. Page number 16, you can see, students. Page number 16, all the 4 words meanings are given to you. Here are the 4 meanings. First one is diverse, that is separated and took a different direction. Undergrowth, dense growth of plants and bushes. Wanted where, had not been used. Hence, that is here in this poem, it means in the future. So now for you, students, it is time for you to note down all these 4 meanings now itself. This is my another instruction for you, students. Pause this video now itself and note down all these 4 meanings in your notebook. Once you're done with the noting down of the meanings, then continue with the video. I hope you are done with the writing of meanings, students. So now we are almost done with the poem. We can say, first I have explained to you, then we have done with the reading, then we are done with the explanation stanza wise, then we are done also with the meanings. It's time for the workshop now. In the workshop, before I go for solving the workshop, there are some home assignment for you. This is my another instruction for you, students. That is the last instruction for this lesson. This instruction for you is to make a note of home assignment. This is, you can see there are 4 questions in this poem. I want you to solve question number 1.1, question 2 and question 3. These 3 questions, make a note, students. Just in your textbook, make a tick mark on these 3 questions, 1, 2 and 3. You have to, on your own, you have to find the answers, locate the answers in the poem and then write it down in your notebook. And let me tell you one thing very clearly, that writing down the answers by searching a poem is different than writing down the answers in a prose, that is in a lesson. There is a major difference in that. In the lesson itself, that's a normal lesson or a prose, we can say, and that it's quite easy to search the answers. And in the same manner, you just have to frame it properly. A little of framing is required and then you can write the answers. But writing the answers in the poem, the questions answer, it is not as easy as writing in the prose, because here it is completely a poetic language which you cannot use exactly in the answer. So you have to frame it very properly, very nicely. Make sure that it doesn't have any grammatical error and then frame it properly, and then you can continue writing the answers. Question number 1 is, where does the traveler find himself? What problem does he face? I am just reading out the question, students. The answers are supposed for you to understand, search in the poem and then answer them. And you can answer them. It will be very good. It will be appreciated if you do your home assignment in notebook itself. And also, if you want, I will not say if you want, but it's better you do it. Just take a screenshot and you can just post in the comment, or you can just type. If not possible for you all the 3 questions, at least 1 question's answer you can post in a comment. Right? So first question I have read for all of you. Where does the traveler find himself? What problem does he face? You can write the answer, students. If any having in doubt, we'll be clarifying the doubts also very soon. So second question is like, discuss what these phrases mean to you. First one is a yellow wood. I've explained to you all these things while I was explaining to you the lesson. Second is, it was grassy and wanted wear. Third, the passing there. Fourth, leaves no step had trodden black. And the fifth one is, how way leads on to way. You have to write the meaning of these 5 phrases. I'm not telling you the answers now itself because I don't want to spoon feed you. You have to apply your own brains. Don't copy from the notes or anything else. Just to cross check after writing answers from your own, you can cross check whether the answer is correct or not. But before that, I would really instruct you all not to open notes. Apply your own brains and write the answers very sincerely. Third question is, students, is there any difference between the 2 rows as the poet describes them? First, in stanzas 2 and 3. Second, in the last 2 lines of the poem. So, in stanzas 2 and 3, is there any difference between the 2 rows as the poet describes them? I have told you in the explanation, and while I was explaining you stanza wise, that time also I told you the difference. Okay, and the second point in this is in the last 2 lines of the poem. Again, you have to understand if there is any difference, you have to write it down. If there is no difference, there is no need to write the difference. Okay. Then question 4, part 1 and part 2, first and second point. All these 3 questions are the questions of own response kind of. So let me help you with the own response, students. Your home assignment is just question number 1, question number 2 and question number 3. As we used to be there in the classroom lectures, I used to tell you there itself, we used to discuss the question answers there itself. But now as online lectures, we cannot discuss the answers. So better you just write them, and when we'll be in the online lectures, I'll just discuss with you whether you're right, wrong, and in doubts, we can solve them very easily. But after home assignment, question number 4, I'll be helping you out. Question number 4, first it is, what do you think the last 2 lines of the poem mean? Looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accept it? So students, the 4th question, which I'm going to help you on with that is own response as I've told you. What do you think the last 2 lines of the poem mean? Looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accept it? As I've told you, okay? So the answer for this 4th question comes like, first you have to understand the question. What does the question demands? The answer is, the question is asking that the last 2 lines of the poem. What are the last 2 lines of the poem? It is, looking back, does the poet regret his choice or accept it? Now this sentence is, I have told you before only in advance, that in the poem it is not clearly defined whether he was making the difference is, whether he is regretting his decision or he is accepting his decision. That is not clarified, but you can opt any one of that. If you are opting one of that, you have to support the question answer, your yes or no, with a suitable explanation. Or if you are going to be neutral, then also you have to be explain it very carefully and in a very sincere manner. I will be opting for the 3rd option. That is what I can suggest you. You can write that in the poem it is not clearly mentioned whether the poet is regretting the decision or he is accepting the decision, because in this poem there are 2 words. One is, he said that he had that decision has made a difference in his life. That difference could be good difference or that difference could be a bad difference. And there is one more word which he mentions in the poem. That is, he says that, okay. So the second word in the poem which was used, it was sigh. So that also I told you whether it was a sigh of happiness or sadness, you cannot say. But in the question, just they are asking about the last 2 lines. So we'll be considering that only one word, that is the difference word. So it is not clarified in the poem. We can say he could be either accepting or he could be even regretting, because in the poem the title itself is The Road Not Taken. So we cannot judge whether he is happy, he is accepting, or he is not accepting, that is he is regretting. If you want to go it in a nuclear way, you have to explain it like this, or two options, you can select any one of them and you have to give a suitable explanation for the same. If you are selecting that yes, he was accepting the decision, you can say that yes, he had made a difference, means we can consider that the difference was good. And if you are saying that he was regretting, then the word difference, you can say with the difference, we can say it was not a good difference which was made in his life, right? Second question is, have you ever had to make a difficult choice, or do you think you will have difficult choice to make? How will you make the choice? For what reasons? Now this answer could be very easy for you all. You can put an example of your own self, obviously its own response. So you can say that yes, after 10 I have to make a choice, a difficult choice, whether which stream I am going to opt, commerce, arts, science. And the reasons for opting, taking a decision, is the education is very important. So we have to take a sincere attempt for choosing a proper educational stream. Okay, right? And then the third question is, after you have made a choice, do you always think about what might have been, or do you accept the reality? This is also your own response. You can write in a manner. If you think that you accept it, you have to mention in a positive manner. Yes, I accept it, and focus on whatever I am having right now, in spite of thinking about the road not taken. And if you're selecting an adverse, that is you have made a choice, you always think about have been or do you accept it. If you take it in a reverse manner, that I keep on thinking what I have not opted for, and then you can write in a negative manner that I feel like other friends of mine have gone much ahead, I could have been on that position, and that is why I regret my decision. So according to the response, you have to give a suitable explanation. So this is the own response that I explained to you. Home assignment is in front of you. I want every one of you to complete your home assignment on time. Thank you all.